truth about the royal scene, with a fist of fire and a voice so keen. Hidden hard with those altar bridge vibes, no sugarcoating, no false alibis. Tearing down the lies she despised. Yorkshire lass with fire in her eyes. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. In a sea of fake, she's a beacon bright, unraveling the drama without a fright. Armored with honesty, ready to fight. Injustice quivers at her sight. Unbreakable will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. Will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live. How you doing? How's your weekend been? Oh my goodness. Well, let's get into what I've got coming up for you today for Sunday the 13th of July 2025. First and foremost, oh my goodness, yeah, Meghan Markle, it seems, has responded to the Peace Summit leak with King Charles's aide. What she said, what's going on? Oh, we're going to get into that shortly. And then the second story that's coming up, proof? Is there proof that Megsy leaked details of the Peace Summit with King Charles's aide to the media? It certainly seems that way. So we'll be getting through that in the second topic for today's live stream. Then the third one, holy effing shizballs indeed. Prince has he just been caught by the judge paying off witnesses in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail? Or the judge is laying down the hammer on this one. So we'll be getting through that in the third topic for today's live stream. And then the fourth one, guys, is entirely up to you. The bonus Hazard and Megsy story. How do you unlock it? Well, if we get 10 super chats in the next hour, then you guys will have unlocked the bonus Hazard and Megsy story for today's live stream. And a little bit of a hint for this one. It's about Megsy. And it's new tea about the Suits. Yeah, that Suits series. There's new tea about that. Megsy ain't going to be happy. So, yeah, guys, that's the bonus Hazard and Megsy story up for you guys to unlock. Only if you can, of course. And that's essentially what's coming up for today's Daily Nerd Live for Sunday, the 13th of July, 2025. For those that are watching on the replay, fast forward 5-10 minutes and I will have started the first topic for today's live stream. But for those that don't know, if you want even more content from me lovely Sen, then please do head on over to my second channel, Political Nerds. For those that don't know, I actually have a degree in international relations and security studies. So politics is essentially my academic wheelhouse. And my goodness, we are having so much fun over there on my second channel. So if you don't want to miss out on all the fun, then do head on over to Political Nerds. For those that are watching live, it's pinned right at the top of the live chat. And for those that are watching on the replay, it's in the description bar below. Now, if you just bear with me one moment, let me just do something very, very quickly, just behind the scenes. For those that don't know, right, this is all just me. I don't have anyone in the background helping or anything like that. It is just me. So I just have to do something very quick behind the background here. We go. Sorry about this, guys. Right. There we go. Just got that amended. Thank you so much for your patience there. My goodness, a couple of thank yous before we kick off the first topic for today's live stream. First and foremost, thank you so much to Billy F. For becoming a leader. Thank you also to Moira Vesti for the £2 sugar bucks. That's very, very kind of you. I don't know why my studio light has all of a sudden just turned itself on. Let me just turn that back off. I was being a bit cheeky there. There we go. Thank you also to Ozzy 2025 for your continued support for the leadership for the past 18 months. Turning around and saying, oh, you looked beautiful for the Lady Sea Ball. Oh, well, that's very, very kind of you to say. Thank you so much. Also, Shaz, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 28 months. Saying, sending hugs and love to you, Steph. Thank you. And Ozzy 2025, thank you so much for the $2.99 sugar bucks, saying to kick things off. Thank you so much, Ozzy 2025. Appreciate it. Lily Smith, I'm not a member, but I've been here for over 2 years, matey. Wow. Well, thank you so much for being one of the OGs in the Alter Nerd crowd. Appreciate your face, Lily. Thank you so much. See what else you guys are saying. Oh, Head Mod saying, looking gorgeous, Steph. Thank you. I got a bit of sun yesterday. For those that don't know, make sure you're following me on Twitter, or should I say X, because I am live streaming simultaneously on X as well. So anyone watching on X, make sure if you don't want to miss out on these live streams, that you follow me here as well at Stef The Alter Nerd. Thanks to all the X people for tuning in. I don't know what to call people that watch on X. X people? It kind of, I don't know. It makes me think of X-Men. X-Men, X people. Or should I just call you guys X-Men? Those that are watching on X? Or is that too, what is it, misogynistic? Whatever, right? I'm going to call you guys X-Men. There we go. Those watching on X, hey up X-Men, how's it going? There we go. That'll do for me. But yeah, I shared on X yesterday a couple of pictures of me in North Yorkshire. I was with Mr. Fox and a couple of our friends, and we were walking around Malham, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I caught a bit of sun. I say I caught a bit. I caught a lot, actually, to be fair. I do actually have white bits. It's really, really cool. But the back of my shoulders, I don't think I put enough SPF on because I feel a little bit sore right now. So there we go. There we go. Whose birthday is it? Is it Shaz's birthday? Shaz, 4 more days till my birthday, and I share that day with the Queen, LOL. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you in 4 days. Happy birthday to you in 4 days. Happy birthday to Shaz in 4 days. Happy birthday to you in 4 days. May there be more. Hope you appreciated that, Shaz. I added the bit in 4 days just on the cuff, and I quite liked it that way. So we're leaving it on the live. We're leaving it on the live stream. We'll leave it on the replay. There we go. Gainer, thank you so much for the very, very kind $1.99 sugar bucks. Saying, stick it to Megsy and Hazza, Steph. Love your shows. Thank you so much. And Jeffrey, my goodness, a highly, highly generous $10 sugar bucks. My goodness, Jeffrey, thank you so, so much for that. No comment, just here you go. Well, thank you so much. Saj, hey up, Saj! 25 months, holy cow. Like you said in the leader-only stream that we've just finished, time flies when you're having fun, right? And we also have Gunner Girl. Oh, Gunner Girl, thank you so much for being a leader for the past 22 months. But you have been here proper from the beginning. It's actually been 5 years, yeah, and I'm so proud of you. Oh, thank you. Missed you at Mad Monster. Maybe someday you can make it so we can meet. You rock, my friend. Well, a little bit of tea. I was actually planning on going. I'd spoken to one of my big brothers, Lewis, over in LA from Nerd Report, and I was like, I'm thinking of coming, and I was actually going to surprise Andy because he was in the area at the same time doing an event. But it didn't happen in the end because of the family stuff that's going on. For those that don't know, the family situation has got worse. I may have to, all of a sudden, after the end of this month, fly over to Italy again. So, yeah, that's essentially what happened. So there we go on that score. With that being said, my goodness, we're already into our super chat goal, and we only have 7 super chats left to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megsy story. So only if you can, of course, if you want to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megsy story, you guys know what to do. With that being said, let's crack on with the first topic for today's live stream because, Meghan Markle, she has responded, it seems, to the Peace Summit link with King Charles's aide. For me, I think this is an explosive response. So we all now know, right, about the Peace Summit that has taken place between Team Sussex and King Charles's aide. And it all seems, right, that Megsy has actually responded to the leak to the media, right? So for those that don't know, because I spoke to a couple of leaders before this live stream and you guys didn't know about this, so let me give you a little bit of background information about what the hell has been going on here. And so this has been reported by the Daily Mail, Sussex, the secret Harry Peace Summit. King Charles and Duke of Sussex's senior aides meet for talks near Royal Palace in first steps towards reconciliation and strongest sign yet that both sides want to resolve their bitter family feud. And so apparently they've held this secret peace summit. It's not so secret now the media have got a hold of it, right? Who sent that information in the first place to the media, right? I know I've got my suspicions, and I know you guys have your suspicions, right? And Megsy has responded, so we're going to get onto that very shortly, okay? But here is the gist of the foundation of the story, really. So, sources said that the meeting actually happened last week, and it was the initial stage in a rapprochement process to restore the broken relationship between Hazza, Megsy, and the rest of the royal family. The talks were held at a London private members club that champions international friendship and whose patron is the king. I'm sorry, but this is so much word salad. As far as I'm concerned, it only came from one person, Megsy. We're going to get to a response in a moment. Now, the reports are saying that it's not known whether it was King Charles or Hazza who initiated any of this. But insiders are saying that the summit is the strongest sign yet for both sides to try and resolve this feud. The source going on to say, quote, "There's a long road ahead, but a channel of communication is now open for the first time in years. There was no formal agenda, just casual drinks. There were things both sides wanted to talk about." And who was there? Hazza was represented by Meredith Mains, his chief communications officer and head of his household in Montecito. She met Tobin Andre, the King's Communications Secretary at the Royal Overseas League, ROSL, which is a 3-minute walk from Clarence House, which is obviously the monarch's London residence. Also present was Liam Maguire, who runs the Sussex's PR team in the UK. Now, guys, thanks to the Saint Meghan Markle Reddit for being able to archive this article, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, detailing Meg's response over the peace summit being leaked to the media, why do I think that? Why do I think that this article is detailing Meg's response over the peace summit being leaked to the media? Well, just like Human Economics 6894 says right here, the reporter on this particular article right here from the Telegraph is none other than freaking Victoria Ward. Someone who a lot of us regard as basically being Team Hazza and Megxie. Now, this is the same reporter, right, guys, who reported that she had a conversation with Hazza, and it was soon after the release of Spare, so it was a few years ago, where he essentially said that he had a sequel to that book. He had a sequel to his memoirs. Why? Because he turned around and he said that he had an extra 300 pages that he wrote that just were cut out. Yeah, that was a veiled threat. That was Hazza turning around and saying, "I've got another 300 pages in the vault. I could easily release a Spare 2 and try and rock your world even more. Dad, brother, whatever," right? Yeah, exactly. So this article right here, I believe, is Meg's response to the rumours that she leaked the details of this peace summit meeting with King Charles's aide. So let's get into a little bit of this article. So Victoria Ward is turning around and saying Team Sussex was not responsible for leaking the details of a peace summit to a tabloid newspaper, sources insist. Sources close to Prince Harry insisted that the Sussexes were not responsible. They acknowledged that having the details of the meeting splashed across newspaper front pages was hardly an ideal way to start what they had hoped would be a new period of peace. Buckingham Palace tellingly declined to comment. But this is the thing. As Brittany from Royal News Network is saying right here, the cosplay royals doth protest too much. As always, silence would be better, but the Montecito team just can't keep their mouths shut. Their denial seems to confirm it was them. Yeah, I'm jiving with this logic, are you? Where did this denial come from, ultimately? Who is the source that spoke to Victoria Ward? We all know that Victoria Ward has interviewed Hazza in the past, where Hazza turned around and said he essentially has a sequel to Spare with the 300 pages that he cut out. He could easily release that as a sequel. She's so Team Hazza and Megxie, it's untrue as far as I'm concerned. She has her contacts to Team Sussex. So who is her source? I truly believe, my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, this is essentially Megxie speaking to her mate Victoria at the Telegraph and turning round and saying, it wasn't us that leaked the details, it wasn't us at all. Here's the funny part. This secret peace summit meeting was last week. All of a sudden, it's taken 7 days, or just over 7 days, for details of this meeting to be made public. All at the same time that Princess Catherine returned to Wimbledon. Oh, We all know, as far as we're concerned, Hazza and Meg's love for trying to outshine the royals at particular milestone moments. Could this be another example of them doing that? I believe so, don't you? Absolutely freaking insane. She can deny it all she wants, right? That it wasn't her or Hazza that leaked details of the peace summit with King Charles's aide to the media. But guess what? For those that are watching live, whether here on YouTube or on X, exactly where you are, because in my second story for today's live stream, is there actually proof that Megzy leaked details of the peace summit with King Charles's aide to the media? There seems to be proof, guys. I'm going to show you the information. You guys can decide for yourselves. So for those watching live, whether you're watching on YouTube or on X, stay exactly where you are. But if you haven't done so already, please make sure you take the time right now to either subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube or follow me on X at Stef The Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, and comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever. Do you think this denial came from Team Sussex? Do you think this denial came from Megzy? I do. What do you guys think? Well, let me know in the comments down below. We're going to start the second story in a moment. I've just got a couple of thank yous to go through. MPNG Creed Menace, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, saying super chatting to make the sugars cry. Or, as we like to put it, right? Send some sugar bucks my way to ruin a sugar's day. Or ruin a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way. Whichever way you want to put it, it rhymes either way. I like it. I'm sticking with it. So yeah, MPNG Creed Menace, following that credo. I appreciate it. Connie Ossie, so excited, finally got on alive. Hey, I'm excited that you're here too. Thank you so much. We're going to get into the second topic in a moment. So please stay exactly where you are. Mandy Miller, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying love your channel, Steph, from Minnesota, USA. Do you know what? I'm biased. So I'm going to totally agree with you. I love my channel too. I'm glad we agree on something. Thank you so much, Mandy. I appreciate your face. And also, Lisa Boo, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying happy birthday to Project Metal Music for Friday. Oh, we're going to have to wait for Friday for that one. Yes, love it. With that being said, guys, let's jump into the second topic for today's live stream, because, yeah, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry may be denying that they leaked details of the peace summit with King Charles's aide to the media. However, seems to be a lot of proof out there that suggests that perhaps they are lying to you. Sorry, let me do that again. I don't know what just happened. I was seeing something on the screen there and it wasn't good, so I just fixed that. So let me do that again right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Meghan Markle and Prince Harry may be denying that they leaked details of the peace summit with King Charles's aide to the media. However, there seems to be a lot of proof out there that suggests that perhaps they are lying to you. Now, for those that are wondering, what the hell is this peace summit about? What peace summit? What the deuce is going on? Well, just to lay very quickly the foundation on all of this, this was reported by the Daily Mail. The secret Harry peace summit, King Charles and Duke of Sussex's senior aides meet for talks near Royal Palace in first steps towards reconciliation, and strongest sign yet, both sides want to resolve a bitter family feud. And so the Mail on Sunday is revealing this, saying it's marking the first significant move to resolving their family feud. They're saying that the meeting was last week. It's the initial step in a rapprochement process to try and restore their broken relationship, try and heal this feud kind of situation. It was held at a London private members club. It's not known whether it was King Charles or Hazza that initiated these talks, but the source is saying there's a long road ahead, but a channel of communication is now open for the first time in years. There was no formal agenda, just casual drinks. There were things both sides wanted to talk about. Now, the article says it was a secret meeting. But Angela Levin, well, she's got a good point here, because she's turning around and she's saying the King's aide and Harry's aide sat outside. Not that very secret then, is it? Did a photographer just happen to be passing? Is it about Invictus 2 years ahead in Birmingham? Selfish to talk seriously when it's time to praise veterans. How come releasing last week's meeting hung around until Princess Catherine was at Wimbledon? Who leaked it? Does it mean anything now that Harry can't be trusted? Indeed. And I thought what happens at a private members club stays private. Hence the description of the actual club name being a private members club. A stories by J.E. May says right here on X. Meredith Mains flew to London and had a private meeting with His Majesty's Communications Secretary. Who do you think told the Daily Mail to stake out the meeting at a private members club? Indeed. But somehow, you guys, somehow, the paparazzi just knew the exact time and place this was happening. As me good mate, according to Taz, said here on X, the King and Harry's top aides met for a secret peace summit. The first steps of reconciliation and repairing the relationship on both sides. And of course, the paparazzi knew where they would be, and the story was leaked, proving that they cannot be trusted. No, they can't. And the Royal Rundown here on X highlights who really wants this peace summit the most, just based on who was there. Because this is a really good point. I missed this. I don't know if you guys did. But the Royal Rundown here on X says, hardly a peace summit. Take a breath and read again. 2 Sussex reps met with 1 royal representative, the comms secretary, who arrived alone. First, the numbers tell you which side wanted it. Second, no Sir Clive or someone higher than comms. Seems like a PR matter to me. The Royal Rundown has a really, really good point. Who really wanted this peace summit, right? Who was desperate for it? There were 2 people from Team Sussex at that secret summit meeting at the private members club. Only 1 representative from the royal family. Who wanted it more? Well, as far as I'm concerned, the numbers don't lie. What do you guys think? And ultimately, Queer Lips of Truth on X is totally right when they say this. We recall how misogynistic, when I could get my teeth back in, that rat called Prince Harry was in Spare. Pretty much mocking, cussing, or abusing all women in the book, except Twerkles, of course. And we stood to defend all of them, including the Queen, the Princess of Wales, etc. I understand the prodigal son moment that His Majesty would like as a father, but as the story goes, the prodigal son wasn't belittling of his father, brother, or their wives. Plus, the father wasn't a king of a freaking whole nation. The royal family must tread carefully. Queen Mary was right. The crown must win. Must always win. Regardless. And that is one thing that the Netflix series The Crown definitely got right as far as I'm concerned. That series was at pains to emphasise the notion that the monarch, the crown, must always be protected, no matter what, no matter who you are, it don't matter. Even if you're the king's son, if you are a threat towards the crown, you are donezo. You are cut. You are gone. You are exiled, done and dusted. Even if you're the freaking king's brother. Hey up, Prince Andrew. You're exiled. You're cut. You're gone. End of. Queer Lips of Truth is right. The crown must always win. The crown must always be protected. Because ultimately, there's only one person really who stands to benefit from all of this. So here we've got Jen at Jen Carson Taylor saying this on X. Sarah Vine, only one person stands to benefit. And here shares this screenshot of an article saying, on the subject of spoiled entitled brats, I see Prince Harry's people have been spotted talking to King Charles's people, presumably in an attempt to broker some sort of detente. I wonder which side instigated proceedings. After all, there's only one person who stands to benefit from a Sussex return to the royal fold, and it's certainly not the king. No, it's not. It's Megsy. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Why? Because opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, she's using her royal links to try and cash in. Think about it. You look at her Instagram page and it's as ever by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. She can't help now but brand that title wherever she can, as far as I'm concerned, to make money off of it. Furthermore, we've seen her now use the HRH title when we believe, under our understanding of the Sandringham Agreement, that she shouldn't be using it. But she is. Who's the person, think about it, who stands to benefit of this leak coming out that Team Sussex had a secret summit meeting, peace summit meeting, with King Charles and his representatives? It's Megsy. Because then they can turn round and they can be like, oh, well, you know, we tried to make peace. We tried to give them the olive branch and they told us to bog off. We're the victims. The royal family is still the meanies. Meh. Piss off, you narcissistic freaking nutbag. I ain't going to fall for that if she tries that, are you? But yeah, think about it, guys. Who is the one person who stands to benefit for this information about the secret peace summit being leaked in the first place to the media? It ain't the royal family. It's not. If anything, it looks bad on the royal family from a certain light, because a lot of people out there be thinking, hang on a minute, why would you even want to make peace with them in the first place after all they've done to you? Keep them cut off and that's it. So in that perspective, it don't look good on the royal family, really, for this information to come out. Let's be real here. It does look good, though, for Hazza and Megsy, right? And why? Well, here is my good friend Jesus over on the Royal Rogue here on X saying it better than I could have. Here, the meeting is because Meghan has run out of ideas to improvise. And the only thing left is to come back to live in the UK. And yes, I mean the whole Montecito bunch. All of Meghan's half-baked projects haven't cut it for obvious reasons. And the only way to renew with Netflix is something radical. Somehow, she's convinced Harry, not that difficult to do, that the right thing is to come back to the UK at least for a while. I already mentioned in a video a while back that any producer opportunities for Meghan in California are pretty much toast due to Hollywood's decline. There you go. There you go. Proof, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, circumstantial proof, mind you, that Megsy leaked the peace summit details with King Charles's aid to the media. It makes sense to me. What do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live, whether you're watching me on YouTube or X, stay exactly where you are because we're going to pivot next to something completely different. Has Prince Harry just been caught paying off witnesses in his Daily Mail lawsuit? Oh my goodness. This is like holy effing shitballs, guys. You will not believe this freaking story. So those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. And if you're watching on X, please follow me at Stef Alter Nerd for more live streams and more content on the misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you lot yet. But for those watching on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the second story for today's live stream. I do have a couple of thank yous before we speed into the third story for today's live stream. So again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I've got some more Hazza and Megsy tea for you coming up. In the meantime, thanks so much to Shaz for the very kind £5 sugar bucks, saying, if the king lets them back, I hope William, Catherine and the Bairns leave the monarchy. They can live off of the Duchy of Cornwall. Yeah, unfortunately it don't work that way. The king is the head. The king is the boss. If the boss turns around and says that Hazza and Megsy are back in, they've got to swallow it until Prince William ascends to the throne. And then I think at that point, it's going to definitely be a different kettle of fish for Hazza and Megsy. Chris Mills, my goodness, thank you so much for the extremely generous £10 sugar bucks, saying, Klepto Meg will never miss a payday when the money goes into her own account via shell company, etc. True, I believe that. Teresa, hey up Teresa, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying yeah, she believes it, that Megsy leaked the information on the peace summit. I believe she did. Again, you've got to always ask, who benefits for this information to be out publicly in the first place? Who benefits? It ain't going to be the royal family. The royal family would get backlash for even considering wanting to make peace with the gruesome twosome after everything they've done against the royals in the UK, right? Think about it. Lizzie B, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. Appreciate your face there. Very, very kind of you. Let's see what else you guys are saying before we jump into the third topic for today's live stream. Oh, Head Mod, thank you so much for sharing my second channel, Political Nerds. If you want more content from me, please do head on over there. If you're watching live, it's pinned right at the top of the live chat. If you're watching on the replay, it's in the description bar below. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Exactly. Mikulinski says, private club, and they sit out on the patio and pictures are taken. It's all BS. Abso-freaking-lutely. Bowling Bill, though, has a really good point. I don't think it's a peace talk. I think it's to do with Invictus. Harry has put the royal family in an awkward position, so I think the palace is setting out some rules for if they do attend. Well, this is the thing. The media is reporting on it as if it's peace talks. But if it ain't peace talks and they're just discussing Invictus, well, gosh darn it, who do we know, right, that loves to bend the truth, bend reality? Hey up, Megsy. We see you, lass. Exactly, Lily Smith says, I'm so angry about this. Charles is so weak after everything they've done. Exactly. Does it make sense the royals would leak this information out? Because it doesn't look good on them, right? Because of this reaction that they would get. Who benefits instead? Who benefits for that information being leaked out there? It ain't the royal family, so there's only one other side involved. Yeah, right? Let's see. Wendy Marino, exactly. Nothing is a coincidence with these two. It's well calculated. Absolutely. Big SM in the chat. Hey up, Big SM. How's it going, mate? Saying King's AIDE is an ex-Sunday Mail scam editor. He published columns attacking Catherine. He's never done anything except work for tabloids. Wow. I didn't know that, mate. Can you email me and send me more information on that? I'd love to know a little bit more details on that one. That's a very, very, very interesting. On that bombshell, guys, let's get into the third topic for today's live stream because, yeah, last night I saw this breaking news about Prince Harry's ongoing Daily Mail lawsuit, and one thought crossed my mind. Holy effing shitballs! Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the raw news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because last night I saw this breaking news on X, and my initial reaction was, holy effing shitballs! What the deuce is going on? Prince Harry ordered to reveal any payments to witnesses in case against the Daily Mail. Now, thanks to the royal wave on X, they shared an archived version of the article right here. And yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you. Prince Harry ordered to reveal any payments to witnesses in case against the Daily Mail. And so he's been ordered to reveal to the High Court any payments or inducements made in return for evidence in his claim against the Daily Mail. So the Associated Newspapers, they're the publisher that owns the Daily Mail, and they're accused of carrying out or commissioning unlawful activities such as hiring private investigators to place listening devices inside cars, essentially phone hacking, unlawful information gathering, you know, the usual, right, guys? Now, of course, they're denying all the allegations. Now, instead, they're claiming that Hazard's team offered or paid incentives including a £5,000 a month deal with a private investigator called Gavin Burrows. So just to read this particular paragraph, word for word. So instead, the publisher, Daily Mail, right, claim that incentives were offered or paid by researchers working for the claimant's legal team, working for Prince Hazard's legal team, including a £5,000 per month a deal with a private investigator called Gavin Burrows. Now, in this ruling handed down a couple of days ago on Friday, Mr. Justice Nicklin criticised the inconsistent and incoherent approach made by the claimants to providing such evidence, declaring their explanations as unconvincing. He said there were serious questions to be answered about the status of the claimant's research team, particularly the documents they held and whether there'd been adequate disclosure. He's turning around and saying, guys, Prince Hazard, you're talking BS, you're really unconvincing, I want the evidence. Who've you paid off? Opinion conspiracy theory, whatever. Ooh, who? Which witnesses have you paid off? Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. That's essentially, as far as I'm concerned, what the judge is asking Hazard. Has he just been caught with his freaking pants down? Holy effing shitballs indeed. The group ruled that Prince Hazard and his team should search for and hand over any documents that suggest that Mr. Burrows, this private investigator, that they paid £5,000 a month, or any other potential witness, has, quote, skin in the game. Now, the trial is due to take place in January next year, so do make sure you are subscribed to me on this channel, Stef The Alter Nerd, because, oh, yeah, you know I'm going to be following that all day long, right, guys? But going on, the judge's latest ruling follows a 2-day case management hearing in May, during which Anthony White KC, who's representing Daily Mail and the rest, right, asked the court to order the claimants to search for and disclose any documents that relate to payments, royalties or inducements paid, provided or offered, or any demands or threats made in order to obtain documents, information or other cooperation. So it's not just... It might be the conspiracy theory, whatever my interpretation of this, right? Prince Hazard, who you paid off, right, to be a witness for you, this, that, and the other. But it's also threats. Prince Hazard, your team, who've you freaking threatened for this case? Allegedly. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. This is freaking insane. When I say, right, holy effing shitballs! Guys, this is not an overreaction. Holy effing shitballs! You don't think it could get worse for him? It does. Dude needs to stop. Dude just needs to retract everything and be like, do you know what? We're Gucci. We don't need the trial to happen in January. I'm pulling out. Dude needs to pull out. Dude needs to pull out. Now, the barrister said that a limited number of documents had been disclosed which showed that payments were made or offered to procure evidence and invoices. The judge could only have made this ruling, as far as I'm aware, if there was at least some evidence to suggest that this was happening in the first place. The Daily Mail and their team brought it. They were like, yeah, there's evidence to suggest that Hazard has been paying off witnesses or even threatening witnesses potentially for this case. Here's the evidence. Can we dig in deeper? And judge is like, oh, hell yeah, we're digging in deeper. Who the hell has got skin in the game financially? Who has had financial inducements? Who has been potentially threatened? Holy effing shitballs! I will say that till the cow come home when it comes to this story, because this is insane. Mr. Justice Nicklin said he was satisfied that any documents suggesting witnesses had been paid or offered other inducements should be disclosed. He adds that is because there's a real prospect that Associated will be able to rely upon this evidence to attack the credibility of such witnesses. Damn right! Damn right! Ultimately, the issue of whether the payment or inducement does affect the credibility of any witness is a matter to be resolved at trial. In this case, the stance adopted by the claimants has been undermined by their inconsistent and incoherent approach to disclosure of documents relating to payments to potential witnesses and or other inducements. Furthermore, Prince Harry and his team were also ordered to conduct further searches for evidence relating to what has been described in court as their personal watershed moment when they became aware that they had a potential claim. Harry's effed. Harry's freaking screwed. It's not just the judge ordering him, right? That he wants all the information as to who Team Hazard has paid witness-wise or even threatened witness-wise. Oh no, the judge is going one step further and he's turning around and saying, we want to know, we want your evidence to prove the moment that you believe there was a claim. Because that's very, very important. Why? Statute of limitations. There's only so many years you can bring something to court after the event, after the fact, right? At that point, if you've gone beyond that time frame, you're done. You can't do it. Statute of limitations, but the British version. Yeah. The judge is going for the jugular on this one. Prince Harry is effed. And he spent millions on this case already. The only winners, right, are the barristers. They're the only winners in this. Now, Hazard is said to have sent a text message to Baroness Lawrence alerting her that information had come to light that she would want to know about. And that prompted her to join the legal action a few months later. Now, in a subsequent email sent by Hazard to Baroness Lawrence about the material his barrister David Sherburn had come across, he said, quote, he and one of his team would be keen to come and speak to you in order to explain what this material shows and what your options are. Now, Hazza was told he had a potential claim by his barrister, Mr. Sherburne, to whom he was introduced by Sir Elton whilst on holiday at the singer's home in France. And associated newspapers had sought information about such moments, including details of who had allegedly provided what information to whom and on what dates. And Mr. Justice Nicklin is absolutely savage for Team Hazza, because he's saying that he found the lack of documentation on these pivotal moments surprising. I'd say it's surprising, don't you? He says such revelations would surely have prompted communications between trusted friends and family members, messages seeking advice or guidance or expressing shock or outrage. Yeah, I agree with that logic, don't you? The judge noted that a complete absence of corroborating documents may be used to suggest these moments were not quite as shocking as claimed. In other words, Hazza, pony up the freaking evidence to back what you're claiming, otherwise you're screwed, you're effed, you're gonna lose this case. Holy effing shitballs. Oh, and so, meanwhile, his attempts to access broader call data and other information was refused by the judge, describing the request as disproportionate or unfocused. So, in other words, Daily Mail and their publishers got everything they wanted, right? Team Hazza, right, have to provide in court all the witnesses that have paid, all the witnesses that they may have threatened, all this allegedly, right? Yeah? They also have to provide evidence of the watershed moment as to when Hazza believed he had a claim. Team Hazza turns round and says, well, we want more information. We want more, what was it now? Access to broader call data and other information. And the judge turns around and says, piss off, you cowbag. You ain't getting shit. You're not getting shit. Instead, you're giving us the information we want. You're giving us what we want, but you're not getting anything in return. I love this judge. Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Justice Nicklin is one of my favourite people at the moment in the freaking world. Because he comes with a warning here. So, broad allegations made about the alleged use of unlawful information gathering across all male titles over 25 years, they were also rejected. So not only, right, was his request to get more data and other information from Daily Mail rejected, but his broader allegations about the alleged use of unlawful information gathering over 25 years, they were also rejected as well. Hazza had to take a big, massive L on this one. It's astonishing, really. And here's the warning for Mr. Justice Nicklin. He says that such allegations could not prove individual claims and that the court would tightly manage the scope of the generic case to prevent the litigation from becoming a wide-ranging public inquiry. Oh, yeah. Yep. Because this is the thing, right? There's always been a suspicion, an opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that Hazza was suing all these publishers, right, to try and force a public inquiry to go through. Mr. Justice Nicklin is saying, piss off, you cowbag, to that as well. It's like, I'm not going to let you use me in this court to try and snake your way into trying to trigger a public inquiry into all this. It's already been done. It's called the Leveson Report. Read it. Digest it. It's fucking done. It's done. He's done. Holy effing shitballs. Yeah. So, going around full circle, what do you guys think? After going through that update, has Prince Harry just been caught by the judge paying off witnesses in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail? What do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live, whether on YouTube or on X, stay exactly where you are because, yes, you guys have been able to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. And yes, This is a doozy, some new Suits tea for you all. Has Meghan Markle been blamed for the Suits spin-off failing? Why has she been blamed for the Suits spin-off failing? Well, guys, we're going to get into that for the bonus Hazard and Megsy story that we'll be jumping into in a moment. But before we do so, of course, if you haven't done so already, then please make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. And if you're watching on X, make sure you follow me on X at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But for those watching on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the third story for today's live stream. We're going to get into the bonus Hazard and Megsy story in a moment. Just got a few thank yous to go through. First and foremost, my goodness, thank you so much to Tammy Jo Hosfield for the $2 sugar bucks. Appreciate your face saying, hey, Steph, those two are so pitiful. You ain't going to get any arguments from me. MLS, making law simple. Hey up, MLS. How's it going, my friend? Make sure you subscribe to him here on YouTube. Saying, what information do you really think he was trying to get? I think it was just a fishing exercise, mate. And the judge saw right through it and so denied his request. It was a fishing exercise. They don't know what they're looking for. They just wanted broader information on call data, this, that, and the other to try and find a smoking gun, right? They don't have one. To me, for them to ask for broader information from the other side means that they don't have the smoking gun. And so they're just grasping at straws, trying to get anything that they can to try and find it. You see where I'm coming from there, mate? Actually, to be fair, let me just quickly message you on Twitter. I'll message you in the group chat that we're all in, mate. Let me send you the article, the archived article of it. Hang on. Do that. Try again. There we go. All right, MLS, if you're still watching, I've just sent you the archived article that I used. I've sent it in our group chat. You know the one I'm talking about, I'm sure. But yeah. Have a read through it. It's absolutely astonishing. It's literally a holy effing shitballs moment. It really is. It really is. Oh my goodness. Drifter7458. Thank you so much for becoming a leader. I really appreciate your face. Thank you so much. Everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, Drifter7458. And oh my goodness, put hearts in the chat for Drifter7458 because they went one step further and actually hit that join button. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, as well, Teresa Randall, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. Ruining a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way and using my favourite, the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it. For those that don't know, this is a ginger doggy. The heart's coming from the tail, and when you lift the tail from the doggy, what's directly underneath? The butthole. Therefore, this is a ginger doggy fighting arts moment. You'll never be able to ever unsee it ever again. You're very welcome. This is why it gives me so much smiles and so much happiness, because it just looks like a ginger doggy fighting arts moment. So there we go. In the meantime, you guys, oh my goodness. Yeah, let's get on to the bonus Hazard and Megsy story that you guys have been able to unlock for today's live stream. And this is fun because Meghan Markle, right, has been blamed for the Suits spin-off series bombing harder than her flower sprinkles. But why? Hey up, everyone? It's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the raw news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Meghan Markle has been blamed for the Suits spin-off series bombing harder than her flour sprinkles. But why? Well, this is coming courtesy of Radar Online. They're calling it their exclusive, and the article goes, Meghan Markle branded as arrogant as she gets a dressing down for skipping the reunion of a Suits show that made her name. So why is she being blamed? What the deuce is going on here? Well, the article goes in and says that she's being slammed for being arrogant and for turning her back on Suits LA, the spin-off that was released only a couple of months back, with insiders telling Radar Online that her refusal to appear in a cameo helped doom the new series to cancellation. And so the NBC reboot of Suits, which was called Suits LA, has been axed after just one season, during which Megxie snubbed making an appearance and sources are branding her an ingrate. And this is the thing, right? When Suits LA was in production, when it was even announced that it was going to be created, a lot of people were thinking, well, hang on a minute, this is a brilliant excuse for Megxie to come back, right? It's a public eye and go back to acting a little bit and try and go back to, you know, her glory days or whatever the frick you want to call it, right? Oh, no, 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 no. It was even rumoured, and I actually reported on this, that there was this company or something out there, and I'm just remembering from the top of my head here, that had like offered her, like if she appeared on Suits LA, they offered her like $1 million for every minute that she was in that thing, or something along those lines. It was absolute madness. She didn't take that deal, interestingly enough. I wonder why. And she didn't appear in Suits LA, the Suits spin-off series. And because of that, now she's being blamed for it bombing because she didn't appear in it in the first place. And so this article goes on, as the insider says, quote, Meghan would not be in the position she is today if producer Aaron Kosh hadn't cast her in the original show. Yeah, I agree with that, don't you? Insider then says it was a bit arrogant of her, not to mention bad karma, to totally turn her back on the franchise that gave her such a huge break. Obviously, there's a lot of disappointment among the cast right now. The consensus is that if Meghan had wanted to lend her support, it would have made all the difference, at least in terms of perception. But she clearly had other ideas. And this is the thing, right? I do believe, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that Megxie thinks so high of herself. She's such an insane, narcissistic freaking nutbag that I think she believes that Suits is now beneath her. That she's on to bigger and better things, right? Yeah. You're not supposed to step on the, as I think she would see, little people, right? Because even the underdog have their day. They really, really do. And we all know over the last couple of years that Megxie has really distanced herself from Suits and the Suits cast and her Suits family, she liked to call it back in the day. Remember when some of the Suits cast reunited for the Golden Globes a couple of years back? You had Gina Torres in one of the interviews turning around and saying that they're all in a Suits WhatsApp group, but Megxie's not there. They don't have her number. She's completely disassociated and distanced herself from them all. I wonder why. And the argument that the insider is saying in this article here is that if Megxie actually appeared even as a cameo on the new Suits spin-off series, then that could have saved that series. That could have saved it. But instead, it bombed. And Megxie's being blamed because she didn't want anything to do with it in the first place. She didn't want to do a cameo, this, that, and the other, right? And so here, sources are saying to Radar Online that Megxie feels that she's now beyond being just an actress. And her Netflix deal allows her to produce and star in shows like a current cooking series with Love Meghan. Exactly what I just said. I'm under the impression that Megxie believes that her whole Suits family is now beneath her. She thinks she's better than that. She ain't. Delusions of grandeur come to mind. What do you guys think? The insider says you have to wonder if there was ever any version of this spin-off that could have drawn in Meghan. Her business stance on TV projects these days is that she needs to be the centre of any show she does, and she needs to be a producer as well. Think about it. There were rumours, again, I heard this, I don't know about you, but there were rumours that Megxie considered going on to the Suits spin-off, but she wanted to be an executive producer. She wanted her Archewell Productions to be involved in some way, shape or form. And as soon as NBC Universal turned around and said, piss off, cowbag, we ain't going to do that, she then walked away. And to be fair, if Megxie was offered a cameo in the series, do you think she'd actually accept that cameo anyway? I don't think so, do you? I agree with this source here, this insider turning around and saying that Megxie rejected even going on Suits spin-off because it was just going to be a cameo anyway. She wasn't going to be the centre of the universe. She wasn't going to be a main character at all. And that just doesn't jive well for Megxie, right? The article then continues. The insider saying, holding a hard line like that shows Meghan still doesn't fully understand the TV business, because doing an old colleague a favour in a pinch can only bring you goodwill in the future. Yeah. How much goodwill do you think Megxie's experiencing at the moment? Hint, zero, none, naff all. Why? Because of things like this. Scenarios like this. Where she totally, as far as I'm concerned, right, abandons the people that she was close to in the past. She abandons them because, as far as we're concerned, they're not much use to her anymore, are they? The use of the Suits cast and the Suits family is over. She doesn't need them anymore, right? She's outgrown them. Or however she would term it. No, the Suits cast got markled. The Suits family, as she's called them back in the day, got markled. Just like everyone else in her past has pretty much got freaking markled. But this is the thing, right? And it's a good question really to ask. We're going to have to answer this honestly, right? Can Meghan Markle be blamed for the Suits spin-off failing? I'm going to come in with probably not a popular opinion here, I think. Bear with me. I don't think she can be blamed. I don't think she can be blamed for the Suits spin-off series failing. Let me explain why. If she appeared on a cameo of Suits LA, of course, it would generate press. Headlines all over the world. It would give us Megxiteers on YouTube and X content for days, right? Let's be real, let's be honest, right? It would. But the thing is, a Megxie cameo saving Suits LA? No. No. If anything, there'd be more backlash. Because anyone or anything that's associated with Megxie and has it, it's like fruit from the poisonous tree. Whoever associates with them, they get negative press and attention as well, just by association. I mean, just for example, we saw that with Gwyneth Paltrow earlier on this year, right? Gwyneth Paltrow soon learned a lesson. And so, first and foremost, if Megxie appeared on the Suits spin-off, yes, it would generate headlines and PR for the series, this, that, and the other. And people would tune in for the curiosity factor, but not much else. So, I don't think it would have saved Suits LA. What would have saved Suits LA is just for the storyline to be good. And for the characters to be good. And engaging. And worthy to be for the audience to invest their time in, right? The Suits LA series, it just rode on the coattails of the original Suits, as far as I'm concerned. There was no substance to it whatsoever. With or without Megxie as a result, the Suits spin-off series, Suits LA, was going to fail no matter what. Because quite frankly, in other words, it just wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. Now, if Megxie did a cameo, of course, again, like I said, it would generate headlines, a lot of attention to the series, this, that, and the other. Would it have saved the series? No. Because even with Megxie, it still would not be good enough. Because the strength of the storylines and the characters were not good enough. Just weren't. It's as simple as that. And if anything, right, even though a Megxie cameo would have absolutely generated headlines to the heavens and back and given us content creators content for days, yeah, not all bad publicity is good publicity, if that makes sense, right? Megxie appearing on that show, let's be real here, she would have been torn apart. Quite rightly so, because I don't think she's a good actress, do you? But she would have been torn apart. And there'd be stories about her. And stories about, you know, insiders and inevitably coming out and telling us about what she was like behind the scenes. And I can only imagine that she would have been a diva behind the scenes. And so it'd just be all this negative attention on Suits LA. Yeah, it would generate press, but not in a good way. Not in a good way that would translate into more views for the series that would equal success. Do you see where I'm coming from there, guys? So Meghan Markle being blamed for the Suits spin-off failing, I have to admit, I'm going to be 100 on here. I think that's unfair. Because again, if Megxie came on as a cameo on Suits LA, it still would have failed. And if anything, would have brought further negative attention to the series, causing it to fail even more. That's my point. But enough about what I think. What do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live on YouTube or on X, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But if you haven't done so already, please do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube or follow me on X for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome at Stef Alter Nerd. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you believe that Meghan Markle is to be blamed for the Suits spin-off failing, for refusing to cameo on that series in the first place? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But for those watching the replay, thank you so, so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was your bonus Hazard and Megxie story for today's live stream. Thank you so much to everyone that's been able to contribute to today's goal for super chats. Appreciate your faces. Thank you so, so much. MPNG Creed Menace, thank you so much for being a leader for the last 35 months, saying, we the Alter Nerds appreciate your face also, Steph. Thank you very much, appreciate it. And we also have Patty Niehoff. Apologies if I've butchered your last name. Thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar bucks, ruining a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way. With the hand clapping, I'm like, all right, I can deal with an ovation. I can deal with a standing ovation. Not a problem. Not a problem. I accept it. Thank you very much. So, what have you guys been saying for the bonus Hazard and Megxie story for today's live stream? And anything else, really? Let's have a look. Bear in mind, anyone that sends a super chat sticker, leader-only chat, your chats are guaranteed to be read. Anyone else, I'll pick and choose what you're saying, but only for those that are standing out. So, your chats are not guaranteed to be read, so please do bear that in mind. Let's have a gander here. Stephen J says, we're all living in a computer simulation where the media still thinks that Megxie is irrelevant. I know, right? Fox says, she doesn't understand being a team player and a decent human being. Yeah, I don't think she could ever grasp it, do you? Sean Roche says, I guess the cast of Suits are a bit grateful of some more promotion for their careers. Yeah, I would say so. Tina Beebe says, if they needed her to save their show, it's not much of a series. It's not like Clooney and ER. Yeah, that's a good comparison to make, actually. Very, very true. Stephen J says, she was very much the weak link in that cast, Suits. Suits was a good show that wouldn't have missed a beat without Rachel Zane. She was an add-on side character. Exactly. She wasn't even a main character. She was a side character. She wasn't really in that series for that long when you total up all the screen time compared to the rest. Sarai says, Drew Barrymore learned her lesson too. They're quickly learning. They're quickly learning. Sarai says, exactly, the show would have been more of a flop if she was in it. Totally agree. Kiki Rose says, the only reason we know of Suits, period, is from Meghan. They were trying to ride on her coattails. Truth is truth. Yeah. When Megsy first came to international attention, when it was released that she was Prince Hazard's new girlfriend, oh yeah, everyone then started to watch Suits. They did. Truth is truth. Reality is reality. Facts are facts. We soon found out that, yeah, she wasn't that much of an actress, that's for sure. Fox says, her acting as a philanthropist has been very unconvincing. Yes, very unconvincing indeed. She's a shit actress. Absolutely. Shit. Let's see. Let's leave it on this comment, you guys. Thank you so much to Chris Mills. And again, your generous sugar bucks from earlier on, mate. Thank you for a great show tonight, Steph. Oh, quanto sei bella stasera, as always. Oh, well, thank you so much for that very kind comment. And a little bit of inclusion of the Italian language as well. For those that don't know, I'm dual nationality. Proud to be British, proud to be Yorkshire. But I'm also proud to be Italian as well, so there we go. But yeah, with that being said, thank you so much to everyone that joined as a leader today. I appreciate your faces. Thank you so much to everyone that subscribed to my channel here on YouTube or followed me on X. I appreciate all your faces there. Thank you so much for watching and keeping me company to the end. Also, thank you so much for everyone that hit the like button on YouTube. We've officially achieved, guys, a monkey! Let me press the right button, guys. There we go. I pressed the right button. It's been a while, actually, since we've had a gifting war go freaking nuclear. So, yeah, just to remind you guys, I suppose, that still exists, that little doodad thing that I've got there. But yes, your dancing monkey shoes on, because we have achieved a monkey. What does that mean? If we get 500 likes, we've achieved a monkey, guys. So thank you so much for hitting the like button. Continue to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It all helps. Thank you so much to everyone that's kept me company in the live chat, that's been very, very kind and generous enough to send super chat stickers, member only chats. Become a member. You guys were amazing. I appreciate all your faces. Next week, the usual 3 Daily Nerds, Monday to Thursday, and then I'll be live 7 o'clock UK time, 2 o'clock Eastern for the Daily Nerd Live Friday edition, and then we do it all over again on Sunday, 10 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Eastern for the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. Enjoy the rest of your weekend wherever you are in the world. Have a lovely week ahead. I appreciate all your faces, but I'm going to bed now. So until the next time, you guys, laters.